Things are getting absolutely crazy, and I'm going to explain it all to you today. Plus, finally, former First Lady Melania Trump breaks her silence on Donald Trump, the treatment of the judge, and the upcoming election. And Tucker Carlson says some things that I think we've all been thinking, but he backs it up with receipts. Let's jump right into this. We just saw something of a rare shooting star moment in Congress. The minority party actually overpowered the majority party. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson has successfully partnered with the Democrats in order to get money passed for the country of Ukraine. Now, I'll be going through that in greater detail. Now, here's what's crazy. 39 Republicans opposed this bill for Ukraine and Israel, and 100% of Democrats said, screw the border, we want war. It's really interesting because the Democrat Party used to be the anti war party, and now the Republican Party has become the anti war party. Now, because Republicans have just a slim majority, allowing a vote on aid for Ukraine likely means that it's going to pass, which means that $60 billion of our hard earned money is going to go over to Ukraine. Now, many Republican members of Congress are starting to ask, wait a minute, shouldn't we have some details and accountability on what the first 100 billion did? In fact, Vivek Ramaswamy said, I want to know what the first 100 did. I want to know what the second 100 plans to do. And we need some accountability. Right now, they don't want any accountability on where our taxpayer money is going. That way they can operate in the dark. Now, too many Republicans allowing aid for Ukraine to pass before they even try to fix our own border. Have you noticed that a majority of Republicans and 100% of Democrats have gone completely silent on the border situation? All they care about is taking our money and giving it over to Ukraine. Now, I've been seeing videos on Twitter. People are going live over in Kiev and people are partying. They're living a total normal life. Then you see what's happening in Philadelphia, New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago. And it's like homeless shelters everywhere. Meanwhile, Ukraine looks like they're living the great life. If you don't believe me, go look these videos up. It's pretty crazy. Everything's being portrayed as this war-torn country, but really that's out in the east, and the rest of the country, they're living high on the hog. Now, with that being said, a third Republican, Representative Paul Gosar, has just joined Representative Thomas Massie and Representative Majorie Taylor Greene in their efforts to remove or vacate Speaker Mike Johnson. Representative Gosar stated, despite repeated promises, there would be no additional money going to Ukraine without first securing our border. The United States House of Representatives, under the direction of the Speaker, is on the verge of passing another $61 trillion of American taxpayer money for an endless and purposeless war in Ukraine. I have added my name in support of the motion to vacate the Speaker. Our border cannot be an afterthought. Now, let me know over in the comments, do you agree with Representative Gosar that the border should not be an afterthought? Protecting America should not be an afterthought? Let me know in the comments, please. It's absolute insanity what these leaders are putting us all through. By the way, thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos, because when you hit that like button and share, it really helps me out. So thank you guys so much. All right, let's see. You guys are saying you agree. Yes, yeah, it's crazy. We have to secure the border. We have to secure the border. Okay, now, during yesterday's hearing, Senator Rand Paul showcased exactly why Biden's border chief, Alejandro Mayorkas, must be impeached, even though Chuck Schumer isn't allowing it to come to the floor. Senator Rand Paul addressed Mayorkas by stating, If you waltz into the country through your generous parole program and say, I'm John Smith from Venezuela, you have no way of ascertaining that, and you still let them go. So you say, well, we're going to make sure that they're not a violent criminal. You have no way. You don't even look into the database. Maybe you're not in the database, but you have no way of even knowing that's their name. It seems that we blindly trust everyone outside of America, but don't trust anyone inside of America. So they're allowing millions of people, about 250,000 people a month into the country. And Congressman, Senator, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. Senator Rand Paul is saying they're literally just making up names that they know you won't find any dirt on so that they can be allowed into the country. But we don't know who's coming into the country. Okay, President Joe Biden is finally ramping up his rhetoric on China as Trump continues to gain momentum with the American people and in the polls. During a speech earlier this week, Biden stated, they've got a population that has more people in retirement than working. They're not importing anything. They're xenophobic. Now, it's funny to me because the idea that a country can't be self-sufficient is being labeled as xenophobic. Maybe we could be self-sufficient too if we stop sending our jobs over to China. So all of the things that Biden is being critical about China are happening right now in America. We have a huge retired workforce, and we're grateful for all of their effort. But the government didn't plan for this, and so now Social Security is running out of money, and the jobs, all of the former jobs that used to be here, they've all gone overseas. So those need to be brought back, and the government needs to start behaving correctly with our money. I mean, I have no doubt that they've likely stolen money from Social Security to, rob Peter to pay Paul, as they say. But Biden doesn't want to do this. He has continuously bashed Donald Trump for wanting more taxes on imports from China because it could hurt badly American consumers. While it may increase our prices a bit, it would keep jobs in America and keep Americans self-sufficient. Now, to be fair, I'm not sure if Biden knows the meaning of self-sufficient. After all, he did send our oil industry overseas. Thankfully, Biden did announce higher taxes on imported steel from China this week. So maybe that will keep some jobs here. But my guess is a lot of those jobs are just going to end up in Mexico. Now, speaking of Biden's handling of oil, he is once again targeting Alaska. Earlier today, it was announced that 13 million acres of land will be blocked off from drilling, not for drilling, but from drilling. While Biden claims he's doing this to protect nature, I think we all know the real reason. Republican Senator Den Sullivan reacted to the decision, stating, the message this administration is sending to the dictators in Iran, China, and Russia is this. We won't use our resources to strengthen our country, but you can use your resources to strengthen your country. Joe Biden is fine with our adversaries producing energy and dominating the world's critical minerals while shutting down our own in America. So think about this. Joe Biden is saying out of one side of his mouth, I'm doing everything I can to lower inflation and lower the cost of food and goods and services and gas at the pump. Out of the other side of his mouth, he's saying, you cannot drill any more oil. We'll just get more of it from our foreign adversaries. Well, guess what? A lot of our foreign adversaries hate us. They hate America. They only sell oil to us because they can make so much damn money off of us. That's the reality. That is the truth. But this senator is right. What he's really flashing to the world is, you guys can make your countries great, but we're not going to make our country great. This is part of the ideology of the left. Hate yourself, hate your own skin color, hate your religion, hate your history, hate your family tree. It's not going to bode well for America over time. Look how much damage it's already done in the last 3 years. Gardner partner. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. Now, Biden has also attempted to fit in with working class Americans by highlighting that Trump inherited his money. Biden stated, folks, where we come from, it matters. That's why when I look at the economy, I don't see it through the eyes of Mar-a-Lago. I literally see it through the eyes of Scranton, where I grew up, where my grandpop's kitchen table. I see it through the eyes of working people like you and basic values that represent honesty, decency, hard work, faith. It matters. Doesn't anyone else find a rich politician trying to sympathize with an average American just a little bit cringy? Now, think about this. Biden was poor. He grew up poor. He was always a poor senator. In fact, he was one of the poorest in Congress. So what did he do? He starts enriching his family because he's jealous. He's jealous of the Obamas. He's jealous of the Trumps. He's certainly jealous of the Bushes, right? He's a loser with no money. And so now he's trying to say, hey, you guys that don't have any money, you can relate to me. I don't see the world through Mar-a-Lago lenses. But Trump has always been rich. He will always be rich. But he does see the world through regular people's eyes, which is why he was voted in 2016. You know why? Because he runs businesses that work with average people. He's talking to people in the hotel lobby. He's talking to bellhops. He's talking to dishwashers, people in the kitchen, the restaurant, the pool, on and on, down in laundry. He was literally the guy always out talking to the regular staff. That's why he understood people like you and me so much. That's why he gave the largest tax cut since Ronald Reagan so that average people could keep their money. He didn't even just hand out money. He just said, keep the money that you work for, and America will figure out another way. So Biden is lying. Biden's just jealous. He's just jealous. He wishes he was a billionaire, right? Okay, now, as we enter the third day of Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York, the former president is continuing to get visits from foreign leaders who are expecting his return to the White House. Most recently, it was reported that Polish President Andrzej Duda had a meeting with Donald Trump at Trump Towers. So they went in, they did this press conference together. It was a whole big show. Now, with that being said, Donald Trump has also spoken with the president of Hungary and the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. But let me know in the comments, please, why do you think so many global leaders from around the world are coming to interact with former President Donald Trump and not with current President Joseph Robinette Biden? Why do you think they are trying to get him to shift over and talk with them about the global issues like these wars that none of them want? Do you think that they are just trying to manipulate Donald Trump? Or do you think that they're trying to get in his good graces because they believe he's going to be president again soon? I don't know. Let me know. It's very odd. One of the top people of the United Kingdom came and had a private meeting with Trump. Now the former president of Poland, Hungary, Saudi Arabia. I don't know. It's really, really interesting. All right. Now, I know many leaders around the world have publicly said the United States needs Trump back, that the world needs Trump back. Many are saying we need to get out of these wars, and they wouldn't have happened if Donald Trump was in office. That's probably because they know that peace comes through strength, not peace through weakness. Okay, now I'm going to go into the words of Melania Trump and Tucker Carlson. But first, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for being with me today. Thank you for supporting the channel, giving it likes, sharing it on Facebook and Twitter and other social media. That really means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. Okay, I have two big stories about First Lady Melania Trump. Now, she has publicly said that she is disgusted with the hush money trial. She is saying that Letitia James is a disgrace, that Alvin Braggs is a disgrace, that this judge, the way that he's behaving, the way that this is a kangaroo court, is a disgrace. She said this case is to try to hurt her husband and their marriage, but they are doing great. She said it bothers her that this radical, left leaning, biased judge is openly talking about her son, Barron Trump. She doesn't want Barron talked about, not by the judge, not by the jury, and not by the media. He's a young boy that should be left alone. He's barely 18. He's barely considered an adult, and they've been talking about him with the media in the courtroom. So she's disgusted with all of that, trying to shame her marriage, trying to shame her child, make her think that their family is bad. Now, I think it's interesting that the judge and the mainstream media think it's okay to talk about Barron Trump. But if Donald points out that Judge Merchan's daughter is literally raising money off of this trial for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Representative Adam Schiff, that he should be thrown in jail. I mean, is this the perfect example of hypocrisy? Let me know over in the chat. To me, this is like the perfect example of rules for me, but not for thee. Like, we can talk about Barron Trump and your marriage, but if you talk about my daughter, you're going to jail. It's okay that she's raising money off of daddy's stuff. That's completely okay. It's okay that the judge's wife has her main social media photo, Donald Trump behind bars, sitting in jail. But oh, Donald Trump, if you talk about it, we're going to throw you in jail. It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Okay, now the other big move Melania Trump is making is she has announced that she loves her husband and wants him to win and protect the country. Protect us, the American people, from an invasion on the border and future wars that our children and grandchildren might have to fight in order to enrich the military industrial congressional complex. Melania says she will be right by Donald's side on the campaign trail, and they are going to win and take back the country. She also had this to say: the safety and well being of American families remains my top priority. Our children are our future leaders, tomorrow's innovators. We must unite in our effort to establish a society where equality is the everyday experience of every American. Together, we must nourish and safeguard the seeds of liberty, because when successful, America blossoms into a magnificent place where everyone can practice their beliefs, share new ideas, and express individualism. This is when we are at our best. So she's been pretty quiet up until this point, but now she's breaking that silence and she's coming out saying, I am here, I am at Donald Trump's side, and we are going to take back the country. All right, now, for fun, if you want, go listen to the Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson podcast. It's about 3 hours long. I've been listening to it at 1.5 speed because it's a little long. But listen to what Tucker Carlson shared with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's mind was blown. He said, members of Congress are terrified of the intel agencies. I'm not guessing that. They've told me that, including people who run the Intel committee. Tucker Carlson then revealed, I said to somebody, a very powerful person the other day in a conversation in my kitchen, I was like, all these people are controlled. They've all got weird sex lives and all these things they're hiding, and they're being blackmailed by the intel agency. And this person said, and I quote, I know. I was like, so what's the point? We're admitting this, but what can we do about this? So he basically exposed on a podcast that will likely get 10 to 20 million views, maybe another 10 to 20 million over on Tucker's own network where he's going to release the video, that that these people are they're totally compromised. They've been put in this horrible situation. So I want to know from you guys in the chat, do you think that many members of US Congress are compromised? Type Y if you think they are. Not WHY, but just the letter Y as in yes. Do you think many members of Congress have been blackmailed, or that they have been recorded on camera doing things that they shouldn't do so that they can be controlled? Do you think at the very least these members of Congress are owned and bought by the lobbyists that gave them money and now demand their pound of flesh for getting them elected? Let me know. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Man, how do we take back our country if the people running it are totally compromised? I don't know. Term limits, elections, that seems to be the only answer that I can think of. But I think too many members of Congress are bought and owned. They've been compromised. They've been blackmailed. Something is going on. I mean, they've abandoned the American people. And Tucker Carlson said this. This was really interesting. He said he would almost rather that they say, screw you guys, we got into office, we're going to run the country the way we want, instead of pretending that they're running it the way we want. He said, I would almost rather they tell the truth and it hurt than them lie to us over and over again and make us believe that they're on our side. Man, he is spitting the truth. Absolutely spitting the truth. All right, let me give some love here. Donnie, Edwin, Emma, Ryan, Susan, Ronnie, Linda. Man, this is going so fast I can hardly read it. Okay, term limits, trust in God. Maybe the FBI is the one blackmailing everybody. Well, he is saying the intel agencies. That would be the FBI, the NSA, the CIA. Hi, Steve, says Lisa Frampton. Hello. Another person from Utah. Okay, Fed Up Patriot. We have had the victory before the battle ever began. Keep the faith. Thank you, Stephen, for bringing the truth. Well, thank you. Thank you for being optimistic and positive. I'm still optimistic. I still believe in America. I still believe that there's a lot of opportunity. We're just going through this weird time where, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't vote for Joe Biden. They voted against Donald Trump. But if you are online, you can see there's a lot of buyer's remorse. There's a lot of people that regret that. Now, Trump is not a perfect human being. I'll be the first one to admit that. But he did a good job as president, saved a lot of people on taxes, brought a lot of jobs back. I didn't particularly love the way that he handled COVID, but just like the January 6th crap that we're all now learning that there were so many lies going on, I think that he was also lied to about the vaccine and about COVID and lockdowns and masks and all of that. I think we've all lived through one giant psyop. Absolutely crazy. All right, now I'm going to be working all weekend bringing you guys the truth. I have some of my most exciting guests and interviews that I've ever had happening this weekend. So I'm going to go get ready for those. I'm excited to be able to bring you guys these incredible guests. One of them I've been trying to get for like 9 months. It was so awesome to have this person say yes, and I cannot wait to meet them and share this information with you. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out. I want to remind you that you are amazing. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Saturday. I'll be on in a little bit, and I'll see you on the next video.